Okay, so dinner's going to be 6 dresses, Halloween costume, and then our award for the best costume. So, today is trying.
Help!
Okay. Leon DeBay is putting a work party together to go up to Camp Pacifica sometime in November. Is that correct, Leon? He needs about 8 volunteers. And we have volunteered to paint the outside of the buildings of it, Camp Pacifica. And so please see Leon, because if you don't see him, he'll be calling you. We need about 8 okay? To do that project, and we want to do it before the winter really sets in sometime in the middle of November. Let's see. I want to thank Hans over here. I think everyone's seen our bulletin board. Yeah, so together, Hans. I think we did have a name and address report, phone numbers of everybody in the club. If you need one of those, see me, and I'll make sure you get one. We did pass a few out a month or so ago, and they're all gone, but I can make more, so we have an updated list too. So see me on that. Let's see. This next thing that I would like to do is, well, I want to thank too John from Pine Tree. Where's John go? There he is, from Pine Tree. We really appreciate you folks coming out tonight and hearing what we at Lions do and how we help our community. And we appreciate any of the notices that you put in the papers for us. John has done a great job, and he was here last month when we had a presentation, and it was on Pine Tree, and we really appreciate that. What goes into Calaveras Enterprise and the Union Democrat, we really appreciate those notices as well, because they help our club and it helps our membership, and it recognizes the things that we do. We have a special award, or not award, but presentation tonight, and that's why I asked Tim and Ray to come this evening. Friends of Murphy's has been in existence since 1979, and I think most of you all know they hold a Christmas dinner on December the 25th, which is a Thursday this year, and it's all free. Anyone that wants to go to the dinner with all of the trimmings. And last year they served over 750 people. It's pretty amazing. Tim has headed this up. He's the head cook. He has about 8 people that help him in the kitchen there. Then he has about 50 to 75 volunteers to help do the serving. And we, as the Lions Club, talked about it, and we wanted to help out this year with a donation. So Tim, if you could please step forward. Ray, with all of our appreciation from the Lions Club, but from mostly all those people in Murphy, hopefully this will help you out for your Christmas dinner this year. It's a check for $2,000.
We've always gotten donations in the past. There's a jar or something there. There's a jar or something there, and donations are accepted. And we've always gotten $2,000, $2,500 in donations. Well, last year we got $900, and so we were really sweating. And Ray and I and Dave Hendricks and a couple other guys went down to sing a fire muster here in Murphy's, and we were going to try to sell bratwurst sandwiches and tri-tip sandwiches to make up some money. Well, very good. I think you made $150 maybe. So, anyway, I don't know, I come Bob must have, and Bob and I are good friends, and I said something about the Lions, we're going to get the Lions to help you out, so I appreciate it, so I really do. Thank you. If you want to volunteer, we could use you on Christmas Day. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we can recruit, where did he go? Jim, Carol, where's he at? Behind the bar.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think
that really is a great cause, and we're happy to do that. There's a couple of people that I missed earlier that were at the head table, and I'm not going to introduce our other special guest yet, but we have Bob Munson, and he chose to sit over here with his wife Amy, which is kind of him, and he's our and Jim over here, our treasurer. I want to thank him for being here. Did I miss anybody? Because I probably did. You know what I mean?
I don't think you introduced your lovely bride.
Oh, my lovely
Gary, that's
I just get intoxicated when I look at Gary's working on a raffle here as we're doing this. Okay. He and his wife migrated to California in 1963. They raised 5 children. All 5 graduated from San Lorenzo, part of Hans's old country over there. And they lost their youngest son in a car accident as a senior. He became a Lion in 2000 in the Tracy Breakfast Lions Club. He has a perfect attendance, like most of all of you, and he does have perfect attendance. Lost my place here. He enjoys visiting other clubs and stealing their bell, he said, borrowing their bell. But he can't do that tonight. So it's right here, Jerry. He's instrumental in helping start Tracy Tank Town, and I'm not sure if I understand what that is. Oh, okay. It's another club in Tracy, and is a charter member of that club. Also, that same year, he was the activities chair for the district. He had a couple of bowling tournaments, and I think they were very successful. He has been to most of the MD4 conventions, along with his international conventions, all in the USA, and has made 2 trips to Louisiana to help with the Hurricane Katrina victims. Lion Jerry has also been a pin trader with the CLPTA and Pin Traders of Nevada. I think that's a big organization, isn't it?
Yes, it's a sanctioned part of Lions, and there's 2,500 members throughout, but there are different clubs, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Florida, and all those different ones.
Yeah, well, I hope we have a pin there for you. He is the president of the 49er Breakfast Lions Club in San Andreas. That's different than the San Andreas Lions Club. And he's been there 3 years. He has been the Lion of the Year and Zone Chairperson this year. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Jerry Walden. And he will
Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you the region chair for the Mountain Region. Lion Willie Hughes has been a Lion for 18 years, 17 years with perfect attendance. was president 3 times, Lion of the Year 3 times, City of Hope co-chair with 4 years with Lion Donna Sears, who just passed away. Lion Willie has chaired Flag Day co-chair for 1 year, credentials and elections chair for 3 years. Her club gave her a Melvin Jones Award in 1999. Lion Willie has attended seven USA Canadian Lions Leadership Forums, 6+ this year. She has received a Harry Aslan Fellow Award, a Tosh Fellowship from the Hearing Foundation, a Lion in Sight Don Work Fellow, and 2 MD Excellence Awards. Lion Willie was zone chair 5 times, and I have to take over for her now. Lion Willie Hughes.
And it's my pleasure to introduce your governor to you, Pat Casey Gillen. Pat's a native of California. She was born in Oakland and grew up in Modesto. She received her AAA from the Modesto Junior College and her BS in accounting, as well as a master's from the California State University in Stanislaus. She was a controller and vice president for a civil engineering firm for over 25 years before becoming a certified public accountant in 1998. In 2002, Lion Pat opened her own public accounting firm. Lion Pat has been active in the community by serving on several boards and commissions, including a current term as City of Modesto Planning Commissioner. Pat joined the Modesto 500 Lions Club in 1992 and has chaired many of the committees in the club. She was Lion Tamer and treasurer. After racing through the 3 vice president chairs, Lion Pat was president of the Modesto 500 Lions from 2002 and 2003. Was on the board of directors for 3 two-year terms as a director. Was Club Lion of the Year in 2004-2004. Is a Melvin Jones Fellow and holds a life membership in the Lions Eye Foundation. Has been cabinet secretary, zone chair, and region chair. She attended the U.S. Canadian Leadership Forum in Reno, Nevada, and in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. I always get that stuff. And I happen to know she went to Canada this year. And she's been cabinet she graduated from the Lions Leadership Institute and was awarded the Lions in Sight Don Work Fellow, awarded a District Excellent Award, and she's a certified guiding lion. Pat, District Governor Pat, married Frank Gillen in 1993 and has a blended family of 4 children and 3 grandchildren. They both love golf, even though she's not very good at it, and don't believe a word of that. She's very good at it. If you remember your tournament you had last year. And making new friends in the Lions family. Your District Governor, Pat.
It was a wonderful time, and then we went convention in the United States is totally different when you go to another country. First of all, Lionism in a lot of new countries, as you know, we're in 202 countries, 1.3.5 million lions. Some of the new countries, like China, first of all, you all know that we're the only service organizations allowed in China. That ought to tell you something, it's a communist country. But we have, I have allergies, so if I cough a lot, I apologize. We have a wonderful lions in the United States. It started here. But in the other countries, it is almost like being a prime minister when you're a district governor. I mean, it's like, they're just doing all sorts of things. They greet you, first of all, in Thailand by saying, Sawadika, Sawadika. What that means is my good blessings to you, and you, as a gentleman, would say back to me, Sawadika. It's the feminine and the male way of saying it. And that's how everyone is. But you're thought of as, I mean, it was just amazing. Everyone come up, oh, we love you, lions. It's totally different. It's totally different if you go out of the country. They put on a convention and a flag show, a flag demonstration that you would not believe. Imagine above my head here on the big screen the picture of the flag and then the name next to it, because I don't know about you, but I don't know 202 countries as to what they look like for their flag. And they would come out with the equivalent of either Leos or, I don't know if they have Boy Scouts over there, but something like that. They were all dressed in their official type outfits. They would wave the flag and then go forward, and they were going just like this. So you're seeing the flag going down and then 202 walking through the entire auditorium. It was the first time that I really thought about, we're in a national organization. You have kind of tendency to think about your club and maybe your district, but it's overwhelming when you think about all the good we do all over the world. Plus, I got to meet the international president, who this year, thank heavens, remember last year when poor Jim used to have to say, I'm a Surya, the hard words? Al Randell is your president this year. He's a retired cop. He was at Ground Zero. He's from New York. He got $10,000 from Lions Eye Foundation, Lions Clubs International Foundation. Because any club, let's say you had a fire event pushed through your town here. Within 24 hours, you can call your district governor and she can get $10,000 for you to set up an emergency shelter and emergency food for your community. That's what you're part of. You kind of sometimes forget because we're doing so much locally, but you're eligible for that because you are a member of Lionism. And that's if only 35 people, 35 families are displaced. Obviously, in 9/11, they ended up with $100,000 because so many were displaced. So that's our money going in. That's the foundation. That's not the Lions Club itself where your dues go to. Lionel Brandel has a simple theme, miracles through service. And he believes that every one of you, every time you go out and serve in the community, you become an everyday hero. And a lot of people say, oh, we're not heroes. And he says, just stop and think about it. That one person that you fed dinner to on Christmas Day that perhaps might not have gotten another one, or the child that you made a toy. You are an everyday hero to that one person, that one act of kindness. And he wants us to remember that, and he wants us to keep that in our hearts so we continue to do service projects. He doesn't want us to write checks to other organizations. I'm not talking about your local things that you're going to let them know where some of the money come and you volunteer. But what has happened in a lot of them, especially in the United States, is that instead of doing service projects, they just write checks. And he jokingly said, in 15,000 people at this convention said, leave it for the Rotarians or someone else. We were formed to do service projects for our community. And you can write checks to your local food bank for food. They're going to know who you are. But to just support everything else outside your area is not what he wants us to do. He'd rather have you roll up your sleeves and help volunteer at the Christmas dinner than just write the check. And you're going to get volunteers. And you're doing exactly what your international president wants you to do. Congratulations. I have a rather simple theme. We get to have our own ones besides the international one. Mine's embrace Lionism through the eyes of a child. And I chose the word embrace because those of you who know me know I like to hug. So that just goes without saying. And through the eyes of the child isn't meaning that you have to do everything for children. What I want you to do is think like a child does. You wake up every morning, and every day is a possibility. Every day has some sort of things that you can create. Remember when you used to have pots and pans, you used to play with them because you figure out what to do with them. Cardboard box became a fort or a house or something. That's what I want you to bring back into your heart. That first time you became a lioness, everything was possible. There were all sorts of things you wanted to do. That's what I want all of us to do for the year that I'm president, and beyond, of course. I have 3 goals. 1, I would like our net membership in every club to be a +1. Sounds pretty simple. Except for our district, we were down 19 last year, which isn't too bad considering the year before we were down 100, and the year before that we were down 200. So I'd like to make, for the first time in almost 17 years, a plus in our district. Will you help me? +1. And I'm an accountant, so, if you lose 3, that means you have to bring in 4, okay? Just so you understand. It's a +1. And it's from the day of the beginning of the year, what is published in the book. So as of the beginning of the year, you had 43 members. So I want you to have 44, at least, by the end of the year, okay?
We're fine.
Okay. Can do, all right. All right. We're going to start a new club. What I'd like you to do in that regard is just when you get the announcement of it, we're hoping we're going to get one started in Lathrop. For those of you, it's over by Tracy. I'm not sure exactly. I know where it is, sort of. We had one there about 10 years ago. We're going to start another one there. And we're also going to start some Leo clubs. We haven't had very many Leo clubs starting in our district. That's the kids from 14 to 17. And what we're pushing for is if you can't get one started in the school, because sometimes the schools, they don't want to really do it and all this stuff. You can start a Leo club as long as you have a place to meet. Since you have your own clubhouse. And you just have to have a sponsor from your club, a person, and it wouldn't have to be the same person. What we're going to do in Modesto, we have 4 clubs, and what we're going to do is share that sponsorship so we can be at their meetings and help guide them. They don't have to have meetings like we do. They can get together and decide on projects. They basically just do projects and have fun, but it gets them into lionism. So it looks like that's going to happen too. And then there's another. I grew up with boys, and I like to compete and what have you. And over a couple of margaritas, it might have been martinis, I don't remember now, but we're 4A1. That's our district. And you remember that because it's the steak sauce. And not everybody likes steak sauce, but you know A1 steak sauce. Fresno, just to the, I don't know which way. South of us. Is that south of us? Where am I? It's south of us. I don't know if that's south or not. Challenged us. She had the same amount of martinis that I did. And so she has to cook, she and her husband have to cook, Frank and I, my husband and I, dinner from scratch and serve it to us on bended knee if we have less net members than they do. They were net 18 at the end of last year, so we're real close to each other. And I'm pleased, I'm happy with our results. We're down 12 right now. But they're down 15. But we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. And I want you to help me, and we'll plan a fun thing around it if we do get it. The M4 convention's in Fresno, and I don't want to have to, what do they call it, eat crow or whatever it is. So you can help me by bringing in your members and keeping them. Over the years, the district meetings have become a little bit boring. And those of you who know me know that I'm really not very boring, even though I'm a CPA and I'm supposed to be. This is the thing. CPA, IRS, can't do anything, can't think out of the box. Well, that's pretty stifling. 8 hours a day I have to do, 8, 10 hours, 14 hours a day sometimes, have to do that. So I get to come out and play with the lions, and that's what we do at the district meetings. I started the suggestion at the very last cabinet meeting last time, and every suggestion that was given to me has been implemented. We don't have long meetings, boring reports anymore. They've been told they have 2 minutes, preferably 1. Bob Ransom got a good idea. He's our treasurer, and you have to have the treasury report. That's just part of the rules and regulations. Remember, I am an accountant. Let's have that treasurer's report. He said, we're on budget, we have money in the account, and all the bills are paid. Any questions, come see me later. And that was his report. So we didn't have long reports. And what we're having is breakout sessions, and all the breakout sessions are from suggestions of what you want to do. whatever you wanna do. We had, this one wasn't what you wanted to do. Your treasurer, have you e-filed your, tax return? Oh, that's treasurer. Treasurer.
No, we have an accountant.
Okay, but somebody does it. Somebody does. You make sure you do that.
Tax return usually.
Okay, as long as you get it done. That was one of them. And then we had a roundtable discussion on how to find out what your community does need if you're thinking about new projects. So we had a lot of fun, and then we had the new website and how to create a website or how to be a part of their website if you don't have one. And you should have gotten some information on that. This time we're going to do email for dummies. And we're going to teach you, if you don't know how to make distribution lists, or if you have any other question, you're having a problem, it will be at Camp Pacifica. And the actual training for that will be at the school right down the street in Oakhurst, so we can actually get online and see what your problems are and what happens, and he'll help you with that. The other one is, are you still dancing? Not going to say anything else, except there's a rumor that there might be a belly dancer at that one. It should be fun. And then the other one we're going to have, it has to do with hearing, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to be, but we're going to have a project that is well, it's out of Africa somehow, and then we're also going to do some hearing tests and things of that nature. But what we're starting out with, since I have all this time, because we don't have a lot of committee meeting reports, that we're going to have a motivational speaker both in Friday and Saturday night. Friday night is going to be Parker's Prom, and it's going to be down in Chowchilla, Madera area is a hospital, and for kids in high school that can't go to the prom because they're being treated for cancer and have lost their hair and all this, they actually put on a prom so they can have it there in the hospital. It's really, really cool. And really for childhood cancer, there's a really good prognosis. I mean, they really do a great job of that. And then in the morning, we're going to have a speaker that has shown how to do a project with Mexico, a school in Mexico that is very, very poor and doesn't even have books or paper or anything else, and how they do that. So I'm trying to just let you see what the possibilities are without boring you to death with reports, hopefully. The other thing I implemented was a tail twister, and the tail twisting money that we do collect is going to go into a jar, and at the end of my year, we are going to pick out a name from suggestions from every club that has a charity in their district that they'd like the money to go to. I don't care what it is, it doesn't matter. We have Camp Pacifica so far, there's a Vision Center in Modesto, there's a Vision Center in San Joaquin County, I think it's Stockton, it is actually in Stockton, the Blind Center. So if you have a charity up here that you'd like, it doesn't matter, you know, you can let me know, because you don't have to attend the district meeting to tell me that you'd like to have it drawn out, because that's the money. We haven't had fun with it. I call it the district meeting, but I've been in Lions Club for 17 years, and for 15 of those years they called it a cabinet meeting, and so I can't call it that anymore. So of the $42 we raised last year, 14 of it came from me for saying cabinet. They decided that would be fun. So the district governor gets that too. But anyway, we're having a tail twister to keep things fun. Friday nights are just going to be games. We're going to just have fun. So if you come to the last one, it's Wizard of Oz. But I put my heels on. I'm in Kansas now. So I'm going to be Lucy, and the theme of this next one, we're having games at all of our district meetings, is the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And I'm going to be Lucy, and Don Allen, I talked him into being Charlie Brown. I think it's like Charlie Brown. Yeah, we're going to do the football thing and everything else. And Francis Bognuga, our vice district governor, I think it's going to be the Great Pumpkin. So we're going to have fun. We're going to have hay rides. We're going to have pumpkin rolling contests. We're just going to have a lot of fun on Friday night, because that's what we do, is have fun in the projects and celebrate the projects that we do. Just for attending a district meeting. I almost said it again. And he's keeping track of what I messed up. No, I haven't said it 4 times tonight. When I'm explaining, it doesn't count. Anyway, just for coming, you'll get a raffle ticket, and you put your name and phone number on it. It's all going into the pot again at the end of my year. As my thank you to you for supporting me and for supporting Lions, is a 2-day cruise, a 3-day cruise for a couple I will be giving as my thank you to you. But you gotta come at least to a district meeting to get your name in the pot. That's the only way it gets in the pot. So as long as you come, and at the end of the year, I'll draw a name. So I hope that'll be fun. I can hardly wait. And I'm not eligible. Mexico. We're going to give an award for those eyeglasses sent to Lions Eye Foundation, the Lions in Sight. And so we're just going to keep track of it. We're going to do it by the same type of thing like the top clubs, the 25 or less will have a percentage, and then 50 to 75 and 75 and older. You both mentioned USA Canada Forum. We just got back from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And it was very, very nice, and we learned a lot of things. They had wonderful motivational speakers. That's what got me thinking about that we have a meeting, and you don't have to have a talking head in front of you to learn. And we have role playing and all sorts of things. And the motivational speakers were absolutely wonderful. The one, and I think I've seen it on television, but it's kind of like a reality show, but it's the Echo Challenge. And they drop these teams, and it has to be a co-ed team, into the Amazon or somewhere. And they have to go 300 miles. They got a route or something and stuff, and they have to go in. If anybody drops out of the team, the team's disqualified. They all have to make it. So there was this gal in there. She was the one. She said, I was the token female. And she is basically running, riding a bike, and canoeing, I think. It's like three things that you're doing, but a lot of walking and running on weird places. The part I remember the most, because I'm a girl, she's going like this, and something fell on her back. And she felt it plop, like it wasn't, like it was heavy. And she goes, what is that? And the guy turns around and goes, oh my God. She goes, what is it? She goes, and he's backing up. Oh my God. And just goes, what is it? What is it? It was a beetle, this big, with tentacles 18 inches out. And so she's going, get it off. He goes, I gotta find something. I'm not touching that thing. You know? But anyway, the moral of the story is she says, if you want something bad enough, their team was a rookie team. They'd never done this before. And they told them that no rookie team has ever finished. You know, you got to do this more than once to kind of get the hang of it. They finished, and they feel really good because they've had the Navy SEAL team in it, and no Navy SEAL team has ever finished. Yeah. So she said, remember that when you got a project and it doesn't seem to be going right, if you want it bad enough, you can do it. And that's the type of stuff you learn when you go to some of these things. The other one was about a gentleman who was sitting home one night, wasn't feeling very good, kind of like the flu, you know, and he went to bed and wasn't feeling much better the next day, and he was getting weaker and weaker, and didn't know what was going on. Well, he somehow got the equivalent of toxic shock. I mean, it was that type of thing. He was in a coma for 3 weeks. 3 months? 3 months. Well, 3 weeks to total coma, and then just in and out for another 3 months. So that he said the main thing that he got out of all this, first of all, he's perfectly fine now. He'd speak and then he'd pause and he goes, just remember what's important in your life. And my verb of that is your family, your job, your faith, and I hope you put Lions up there, caring for other people, and have that come out to the top. And he was fantastic. He was just an insurance salesman. He just got this freak thing. And he was really, really, when you stop and think about it, just, when all the things are crumbling around about you, think about your friends, think about what's important, and that'll keep you going too. So that's the end of what we learned in USA Canada Forum, plus a lot of things that will be coming out at the district meetings. The peace poster, do you do that up here? The peace poster? If you don't, that's fine. Not everybody's a contest, and a lot of them don't do that. But the peace poster contest was won by someone up in Arnold 2 years ago, and the international one. But the theme this year is let peace begin with me, and our club's going to do it for the first time this year. Kind of cool. We'll remember that, and we're going to actually have a contest in 2 of the schools and bring it down. So we're kind of hoping that maybe ours will win. The student speaker contest is California. So water, will California be left high and dry? It'll be pretty interesting, not quite as controversial as last year with the immigration issue. I have Rose Bowl pins, and this year the Rose Bowl theme is entertainment, and our float is going to be, first of all, guess how much international gets us for this float? Because they consider it advertising, because how many millions of people watch the Rose Bowl? $50,000. And that's little. Some of those floats cost $1 million. But we're going to have the backdrop of the float is going to be, how many of you saw The Miracle Worker with Patty Duke and Bancroft? Well, old movie. It's about Helen Keller. It's about Helen Keller. And the picture that they found was, there's one in the movie where the water's coming out of a water fountain, and she's got her hand up there, and she's spilling water, and Helen Keller gets it. Up till then, she didn't know. I mean, she was trying to teach him the sign and what that meant, but she wasn't getting the connection. And this picture is what's going to be on the back of the float. And it's going to have a white cane, and it's going to have some other things that lions do. And walking alongside of it is going to be visually impaired and with their sight dogs, as well as canine companions with their companion dogs, to show what we do. So please watch for that in the parade this year. It's going to be fantastic. And I have, like I said, that's what I have is the pins and the sweatshirts and t-shirts that will have that picture of what the float's going to look like on the back of it. This year, a couple years ago, Pat Diamond had the single diamond award, and then Don Allen had the double diamond award. Jim didn't do any, and I said, thank God, because I'd be up to 4 diamonds. So I changed it to the triple star award. And that's because of my child thing. How many of you remember bringing home your paper from school with the little stars on, gold stars or red stars? I still remember I had to lick them instead of, now they just stick on. But triple star award. It's for excellence, vision, and commitment to Lions. And you might have a couple of those to give tonight, as soon as I'm finished. I'm your cheerleader. I'm a Lion just like you. As far as I know, I go to bed and I get up every morning and I'm trying to look through the eyes of the child. Sometimes they're a little dull too. But I'm your cheerleader. I don't make the rules. Some of them are passed down from the IRS or from international. But it's my district this year, and I want it to be your district. So if you have any complaints, let me know. We'll see if we can fix it. If you like we're doing something, great. You want to continue it, I'll pass it on. And I want to, only thing I get to choose is my theme and what color pom-poms I'm going to have. And I have purple ones, okay? But we just have fun, and I want you to have fun, and I know that you do have a lot of, you do, so your community knows who you are. And you don't realize how lucky you are. You have your own facility. When I travel throughout the district, what I find is a lot of people don't really even know what Lions do. The community doesn't know, because it's either big. In Modesto, we have 4 clubs. And I'll bet there isn't even 10% of the population of Modesto that knows what Lions do. They might recognize our vests, and they know we do something. A lot of them think we do something with sight, and they got an idea, but they don't know. Up here, you have the opportunities of the world. I'd like to transplant you guys and bring you down. Getting something in the newspaper in the Modesto Bee takes an act of Congress, and it usually has to be negative. I'm sorry, but it does. Once in a while we get an article in the paper, but it's hard for us. So you guys up in Murphy's are so lucky. When I came up to Arnold, it's the same thing. I mean, the foothill country, and we're going to retire up here somewhere. We're just trying to figure out where. So, and I'm only going to be where there's Lions Club. I'm sorry, unless I have to start my own. So even though in 1950, when you were born, a house may have only cost $8,450. Gas was only 18 cents a gallon, and a car only cost $1,500. Did you know that was the year the credit card was invented? I think might have some of the problems we've got going today. It was the Cold War and the baby boomers and the Red Scare. They built bomb shelters back in 1950. We watched Jerry Cooper, John Wayne, Frank Sinatra, and Elvis. Elvis the pelvis. I don't remember hearing that, but later on I did. They invented frozen French fries that year. Bet you didn't know that. And the most popular toys, Mr. Potato Head and the hula hoop. So in 1950, a lot of things were going on, and you were babies, and you were just learning what lions do, and you perfected it by letting your community know what you do. And I'm proud of all of you. And I'm proud to be a lion because of you and because of all the people that I get to meet. But especially in the towns that get it. You get it up here. And I want to thank you for allowing me to share an evening with you. Thank you.
Thank you, District Governor Pat. This gives us a chance to tell you a little bit about what we do.
I know some of it, because I read your stuff.
You've been reading my stuff?
No, I read your stuff.
Okay, well, I want to thank everyone that came tonight, the guests, the news media. We really appreciate that. And we're going to share a little bit of our accomplishments so far, just this year, 2008. So far this year, we have inducted 8 new members. Helps you with your
Yes,
goal.
yes, yes. It's
And-
the district goals, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is, but.
And if I may quote from a well-known person, you know, we have stood up to the good old boys and now have 48 members and 4 women in our tribe. I knew they'd share. We're proud of our club's accomplishments and the support we give to the community. Our hard work has resulted in donations this year of more than $23,000. Some of our major contributions have been $5,000 to the Bret Harte High School Scholarship Program, $1,000 to the 4-H program, $5,000 to Camp Pacifica, raised for a golf tournament that Bob and Leon put on, and Pat won. You got a lot of kids, don't you? We're going to have another one this coming year. We gave $3,000 to the Sierra Nevada Logging Museum for educational equipment. And as you may know, the museum is located in Arnold, and we had several representatives from our club that worked in the junior logging industry way back, right, Bill? Right. And so we gave them $3,000, and this last donation that we gave to the Bret Harte Athletic Program to assist them in with their swimming pool, that was $5,000. And of course tonight we're more than pleased to give Tim and his group $2,000 to help them continue with their good work. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, Pat.
Thank you.
And before I turn it over to our tail twister, I think.
Yes, we have something. I'm going to, okay. I have 3 Triple Star Awards tonight. And if I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. It'll probably be tail twister. I'll probably have to pay for it at the district meeting. Jim Figueroa. One little caveat. See, remember I said in grade? Well, when I give out these awards, I get to pin them and then hug them. He's a great hugger. That kiss was good, yeah. Not only are you a good cook, I know you do wonderful things for your club, and we appreciate it, and I appreciate it, and so do all your members. And very proud, so I would like to give you a Triple Star Award also. Bulletin is a very difficult task, and it's not one that I know how to do. We are going to, you have the district bulletin now that's coming out, and you'll be getting one by email very shortly. Well, I don't know if we're going to make it every 2 months, but you're going to be getting one very shortly because Sue's just about finished with it. She said she tried to do it every 2 months, but it's just kind of hard for her to do that. But we're going to do it, and then we're going to have it posted on our website. So you can just go download it. What we're asking is the presidents use their email and forward it on to the rest of the clubs. And now we have a really special one. This is from your club. I just get to present it. So I get to have the hug. Unless you want to. Will Bill Schower?
Bill Shore.
Schwer. Oh, nice. Presented to you by your club, and thanking you for over 15 years of dedicated service in the management of the Murphy Angels Lions Hall. Presented to you this day.
Another hug?
15 years of service. Right here by your, by the club name, for the, put it on the website.